huge part of the challenge that we were focusing around was, how do you keep people engaged? How do you keep them feeling like they're adding value? How do they feel like they're moving forward every day, that it's not just becoming kind of quiet and isolated? So we spent a lot of time and energy looking at how we could ensure that happened, and that was a pretty huge undertaking. I suppose from an aha moment, it was probably our global hackathon. We put together a plan which was, again, coming back to that point around mental health and the isolation question. How do you bring the team together under a common theme? How do you create an idea or a question which allows everybody to mobilize behind it as one team? And we felt that if we could do that across our entire global platform, that would, one, bring us together much more as a firm, but it would also mean that those people who maybe were suffering a little bit from the isolation would have colleagues to help and to support them, but in a way that allowed them to be engaged on a challenge, on a problem. That need for agility of thought, for bravery, for collaboration, for disruption of your own business model. These are challenges that the markets have been facing for a long time now. And actually, this has just really brought to light those businesses that have engaged with that in an effective way and those that haven't. And ultimately, the thing that really stands out, I think, in COVID-19 is the humanity of the problem. People have realized that this is a very human thing, the impact is a very human thing, but also the ability to counteract it and to deal with it is also a very human thing. It's shone a light onto talent, it's shone a light onto the types of skills and experience, and particularly agility and potential in an organization that will allow them to face up to this incredibly challenging market in a way which allows them to keep moving forward. Every major corporate organization in the world of today will have a set of values that define their business, which is their kind of external face to the market. But it's a different thing putting it on a poster versus actually experiencing it firsthand. And I think, again, going back to that point of the humanity of COVID-19 and the challenges associated with it, what organizations have seen is this absolutely overwhelming desire from people to help people. That colleagues who didn't necessarily know one another reaching out to see if they're okay. How do we cross the borders of regions, of different segments, of different sectors? The level of sort of collaboration, the spirit of camaraderie has been really quite amazing. And many of our clients are now thinking, how do we harness this? How do we make sure that we don't lose this spirit and that we carry that on with us into the next challenge, which is facing the markets into which we are moving? It's wonderful to work for an organization which is walking the talk, that is taking all the lessons learned that we're lucky enough to experience from our clients every day and ensuring that we deploy those into our own business, that we take our own medicine and that we put our people at the absolute front of everything that we focus our energies into. That's a great place to work.